Hello. I'm looking at Euro USD, and what I'm going to do is, this is more like a test run, just to kind of call out the plays of the market as they happen, the higher probability plays that you can get into if you're taking my voice signals. So I do have a dial-in number with an access code that you can participate in this live at least 1 hour a day, Monday through Friday. Let's just say a minimum of 4 days a week. I like to give myself a little bit of flexibility so that I don't sabotage it. So this is something that I kind of started before, kind of attempted to look at and attempted to put into action, and so far from the different ways that I've approached providing signals, I really feel the most focused when I'm doing it this way. So this is more like you could call it a teaser, an example of what you will experience during live signals. I don't expect it to be, very entertaining. I don't really expect it to be exciting. I just expect to, not go too long so that you don't get too bored with it. But the way that it's going to work is, there will be times where the signal that I'm calling out is very clear. Buy now, sell now. Buy for now, sell for now. Buy to now, sell to now. At other times, the signal may not be as clear. The thing is that it's up to you to decide to take the signal. It's up to you to decide what you're hearing. It's up to you to interpret what I'm saying, as to whether or not that's going to be a signal for you. You may hear me say it looks like it's about to go up. There was a cross, so I would potentially buy this now. And you can decide, if you're looking at your chart, you may decide that you agree with that. You may decide that you're going to wait and see if there's more confirmation that comes, or how you want to do that. But you're responsible for the trades that you take. I'm simply calling them out, calling out the plays, the moves of the market. So right now, it is 3 p.m. my time, and this trade closes at 20:30 on my broker's platform. This chart is 3 hours ahead of the expiry on the broker platform. So not to get too much into the time zones and things like that, but to keep it focused on the moves in the market. Again, this is a 30-minute trade, so there's plenty of time to get into this, whether it's now on a trend that's going to last 30 minutes or 15 minutes from now on a trend, on a move that's going to last 15, or even, the last few minutes where we just catch, a spike. So also, there will be times where, there will be, it'll just be silent, okay? Because I'm not going to, well, let's just see how it goes, but do expect there to be moments of silence where you don't hear anything, and it does not mean that I've disconnected from the line or, anything else that your mind could imagine. It just means that, I am either deeper in analysis, or I just don't feel that talking at that moment is necessary. So also, it's 250 one time, and again, that's a minimum of an hour a day. I'll make sure that you get at least one setup that's good for at least 4 trades. So basically, you're going to get at least 4 trades per day. And again, that's a minimum of at least 4 days a week. So at least 16 trades a day or a week. And that's 64 trades a month. If you want something longer than that, right now, this is the only thing that I'm offering. It's this hour a day. It may take a little bit longer to get that that one good setup. So the time could go beyond an hour, but I'm gonna typically aim to get the 4 signals or the 4 trades in the hour. So but let's just see how that goes as well, because I'm not just going to start this and then just jump in. I'm going to watch it and get a clear, idea of the trend. So right now, looking at my 5-minute chart, it looks like the 5-minute, a lot of times now you want to really listen, you want to really pay attention to what I'm saying, because I'm just analyzing it out loud. I'm just analyzing it out loud for the most part. But there will be times where during the analysis, I will call out a signal. So, maybe in time, I'll get more clear on, okay, this is a signal, letting you all know that I'm not just analyzing it. This is actually what I'm expecting the market to do. So maybe that'll be the code word. I'm expecting the market to rally, starting now or something like that. But looking at the 15, and I can see the potential for some upside action. It's not ready yet, but looking at the 30, it also is not ready yet, but I can see that the 30 may begin, if you look, just as I was saying that the tip of percent K, which is the blue line on the indicator, started to sort of show a little bit of activity. But we are downtrending on the higher time frame charts. Now, those higher time frame charts do not necessarily say that, okay, it doesn't necessarily mean that because we're downtrending on the higher time frame charts that we are automatically going to be downtrending on these shorter time frame charts. The shorter time frame charts are what is happening in the market right now. We do know that we do have more of a probability of the market downtrending based on those higher time frame charts holding the current price in that direction. However, we also want to keep in mind that when the three lower time frame charts, the 1, 5, and 15, which is what I typically tend to watch, when they signal buy all at the same time, it pretty much means buy. I might, click over to the 30, take a look at that real quick, and just make sure that I can see that, it's showing that it's giving permission to these time frames to go ahead and make their move. And but for now, yeah, for now, what I'm looking at is okay. So I'm always looking for the reversal. In my opinion, that's the breakout, and it's typically, in my opinion, I really putting my opinion out there doesn't really matter, but and saying that I'm more inclined to trade a breakout or reversal also kind of limits me to trading that. It puts my perspective, it puts me in the frame of mind where my perspective is looking for the breakout. However, since there's only two directions to trade in, buy or sell, up or down, I think that it's even though it seems pretty simple, it does add another, it does add another layer of direction that needs to be moved through. For example, comparing a buyer to a seller. If I approach the market every day as a buyer, then I would only look to be buying. If I approach the market every day as a seller, I would only be looking to sell. Now, that could simplify things a lot more. And there is a possibility that if a trader wanted to improve their win ratio, if they wanted to really hone in on mastering, one direction in the market, seeing themselves, consistent at that level, and scaling up from there, and then later on adding the next layer or another layer to their strategy, maybe incorporating selling into their strategy, and doing the same thing, building a consistent record and then scaling up. Now they're able to buy and sell. They've mastered both. And I do think that again, that may be something that you may see in the future coming from me, where a lot of the directions that I take, most of the directions, if not all of the directions, will be the same direction, just to build a consistency, to build an eye for that trend, for that breakout, And so I am seeing the potential right now for some upside action, but it's not ready yet. Of course, if it's downtrending, it is eventually going to break out to the upside. So to say that is, if it's not happening right now, then what's the point in saying it, right? It doesn't apply to right now. So just watching this, just watching this, just watching this for a minute. I see this 5-minute chart. It looked like it was giving permission to the 1 minute to go ahead and make its move, but the 15 is not. It's not clearly giving permission. This is sort of flatlined over here, and so I'm seeing the potential for this to drop right now, to make a lower low on the chart before it's ready to set up to break out. So a lot of times just expect that there should be plenty of times where there is silence, or I'm just kind of watching it just to see if it tells me anything, if it gives me anything more clear than what it's giving me right now. This looks like a good temptation to buy. However, I'm not so sure that this market actually is ready to break to the upside. With this cross on the 1 minute chart, with this cross on the 1 minute chart in the direction of the higher time frames, it looks like the price will close. And I'm not just saying this to see if I'm right or to be right if I'm right, because obviously I could be wrong. But it's more like a learning opportunity. You can check at the end of this trade if price actually does close below that red line. So, of course, it's very it's really, it could go either way, because the these, just looking at these 3 time frames right here, which is all you really need to make a trade. However, sometimes you can, there will be times where I will go ahead and look at 1 time frame higher, maybe 2, but 1, just to get an extra confirmation that I really don't even need if I'm just looking at these three and they're all saying the same thing. So I can see the potential for this, but I'm just not gonna buy it right here because I know that the momentum is still to the downside. It needs to make a few more turns to put the odds in the favor of buying right now. So I mean, although this looks like a great place to buy it, it looks like a great place to buy it. The 5 minutes showing an upcoming a possible upcoming reversal. The 15 is, it's looking like it's, you know, it's also potentially showing an upcoming reversal, but they're not exactly at that place where they're ready right now. That's why I am hesitant to buy, because at any moment price could go ahead and just, you know, make a big drop, or, you know, lower prices, you know, could prevail. The trend could win, and, you know, all of this before it actually does make its move. So about 11 minutes left on this, and if something comes up here that gives more confirmation, then we can go ahead and, you know, obviously we can go ahead and enter the market at that point. I'm seeing, in my mind, I'm seeing where price would want to make a lower low. But if you look at the 5 minute chart, the 5 minute chart is now tipped. It's now curved up, and it wants to head in towards the resistance. But the 5 minute, or the 15 minute, excuse me, the 15 minute, it's like, it's basically saying, you know, I can go either way. It can go either way. Now, this would be a good place for it to go ahead and, you know, I mean, it's obviously already starting to make some upside momentum on the 15. We have a little bit on the 5. Now, the way this 1 is hooked up right there, it's giving me a little bit more of a reason to want to buy this. But I'm not in a rush. I'm not in a rush to try to get ahead of this market. You know, I want to see the market, you know, clearly show me the direction to take this trade and confirm it to me. You know, maybe with a minor retest. So there's still about 5 minutes left to get into this trade on my broker platform. And so 15 is looking stronger. The 5 is there. The 1 is really wanting to do either way. It's really wanting to go either or. I'm trying to get a visual in my mind. Do I see this dropping again? I've already said that I do. But with the 15 and the 5, still, even though they're pointed up, I've seen before where from this place, they can hook it down one more time. We could get that lower low on the 1 minute. All this before price is actually breaking out to the upside. So it's really just going to depend on the next few minutes whether or not we get a clear direction. Of course, we could always just jump in, but, you know, if if you, well, let's hold that thought. Now, looking at this 1 minute chart, it is actually pointed up. It's almost like everything is pointed up now. But is there an edge right here? You know, that's the question. Is there an edge? Is this market showing me a higher probability of moving to the upside from this place? I mean, you definitely not want to get trapped in this, right? And everything is pointed up. The only thing is that I know that we're not fully out of this trend. I know that we're not fully out of this trend. So no matter how promising it looks to me, I do believe I still see the potential for this price to drop back down and retest. See, I don't have to get in right at the breakout, right? I mean, of course, I want to get it as close to support as I can. But here we are. As you can see, price has completely gone the other direction. If anyone shorted it right there, you know, because again, this the 5 and the 15 are showing possible upcoming reversal, which means don't trade the direction of the trend right now. Wait and see if this actually does indeed reverse. You know, just wait and watch for it to reverse. So it's at this resistance, and I still see the potential for this to come back into support. Now the 5 minutes looking a lot stronger. It is looking a lot stronger, and that may be all that we need to trade this right now. However, you know, it's like everything has to be lined up, right? I want to see the 5 minute saying buy at the same time that the 1 minute is saying buy, and it's obviously going to be saying buy. I'm typically looking for that to signal a buy to me when the indicator is down here. So we have the indicator flatlining like that. This could be a risky trade that I just took. But, you know, again, there's nothing new in Wall Street, right? And whatever the market does today, you know, it's done that before. And so I remember seeing when it was flat how you know, if it was basically at the beginning of a breakout and the higher time frame chart was showing that it still had room, I would just see how, even though the 1 minute would already be on the other side of the indicator in an area that I don't typically want to buy in, there are exceptions, and this is one of them. It's okay to buy it on the other end when the 5 minute, or depending on the time frame that you're using in your trades, when the next higher time frame, we'll say the next 2 higher time frames, are both pointed in that direction and they're just beginning their move. So this is still the beginning of this move, even though the 1 minute is already on the other side. So we have 2 minutes left before this trade closes, and Let's check. Okay, we got it at the 26. Lovely. So, okay, winning by 8 pips. Struck at 640, 86.40. It's at 86.46. So, but with that 5-minute holding it, as long as it doesn't lean over, as long as it doesn't lean, then it's gonna hold. So there's a good chance that it's gonna hold. But I feel really confident that it will hold as long as that 5-minute doesn't lean, because that 15 is up, the 5 is up. Again, it's, with that 15 underneath the momentum, you can see it's underneath this green line over here. So we do still have downside potential. And with it up though, and the 5-minute up, it's crossed. It's telling me that it appears that it's gonna hold. Now we have 30 seconds left on the trade, and so far everything's looking good. We are green. That was in the money, so that's good. Now you can see how the 5-minute just leaned. It leaned over, and the 15, it's now sideways. It went all the way to the green line, and it leaned over. So now we have potential for downside activity, but what I'm seeing is that price is going to want to continue to go higher, even if it's not going to do it right now. It's setting up to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this recording, and that's one trade for the 23:30 expiry. And I'm going to go ahead and like I said, I'm going to close this out. I'm going to upload this, and I'm going to start another one, or possibly the next trade session, which would be the 2400 0000 on this mt4 chart. So I will see you in the next video.